Well, hello friends and neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome to my backyard. It's a little windy, but the weather's held. There's no snow, so I thought I'd talk about another 15-year-old. Last week, we talked about Glenfiddich. This week, I want to talk to you about the Glenlivet 15-year-old. All right. Well, thanks for staying with me through the break. As I said in the intro, I don't have that many open 15-year-olds, but I have a few, and I thought, as I kind of went through the 12, here's my thoughts on the next step in very available in core range. So this is the Glenlivet 15. It says, the Glenlivet 15, I think French Oak Reserve. I don't know that much about this bottle. Glenlivet, of course, is in the Speyside region. They could label it Speyside or Highland for Scotch, but they don't. They just, they're popular enough just to call it the Glenlivet single malt Scotch. Single, of course, it's from Glenlivet. Malt, it's 100% barley. The only thing I know about this is that it's their 12-year-old, but then aged for 3 years. I believe after the 12 year, they go for 3 years of maturation in French oak. Typically used for cognac, I think was one website said. But anyways, it is bottled at 40%. There's no indication because I'm here in Canada and they don't have to. But anytime we're bottled at 40% and there's no bragging rights about natural or non-chill filtered, I think we have to assume that this is both colored and chill filtered. So not going to appeal to the whiskey geeks out there. Still, here are some thoughts about the whiskey itself of this Glenlivet 15-year-old French Oak Reserve. I'm outside, so some of these thoughts might be memories. On the nose, I actually get that Speyside light fruit, cut fruit orchard, apple. But a little bit of something sweeter, like a little bit of raisin, but apple, pear, and then a hint of caramel. But very relaxed, easy, gentle, but that sweetness, not sweet sugary, but sweet fruit. Yeah, because I'm outside, I can't quite catch the spice, but I've made note that there's a little bit of spice in the nose. All right, I like the nose, fairly welcoming, not terribly complex. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Palate here, again, starts a little light and crisp, and then deepens into a little more caramel. It seems to coat nicely, so it kind of stays in your mouth with just a hint of butter. I'm gonna give it another taste. Definitely oak. Both the character of oak, so a little that edge of older wood, but then a little bit of spice, a little bit of peppery even, but not pepper, like not like a white pepper, a relaxed kind of. I tend to think of it as a wood spice with that caramel, vanilla, and some fruit. The fruit in the nose doesn't carry into the palate very much for me. This swings from that light, crisp, fruity nose into the more caramel, little coating, and then wood and wood spice. Yeah, a fair amount of oak. But still staying pretty true to what you would think of with a Speyside. So, the Glenlivet is a very interesting journey for me. This is a reasonably fresh bottle. I think I've maybe had it open for a month. But I reviewed the Glenlivet 15 and 18-year-old, I don't know, 2.5 years ago for the channel. And I look at my comments on Distiller and my other notes, and I gave it a 3-star and said, it's pretty light and simple, bit of spice, bit of caramel, and it's pretty close to that. But I believe, as I've certainly kind of sought out a broader range of Scotch and bourbon and Canadian and other whiskey, that my palate in only that short amount of time, 2.5 years, has changed somewhat. And now, in the Glenlivet 15, I can get that little extra layer of spice, a little more caramel, definitely the oak. And I don't know, there's just a depth. So when I first rated this a while ago, I gave it only 3 stars. And I would say, especially in my area, where you can get this bottle for like $55 Canadian, that I'd love to move that up. I'd say this is 3.5, and pushing into 4, but really probably 3.5 and just over. But I can enjoy this bottle more, so I just thought I'd share that, sometimes if you've had a bottle and it's been a few years, nothing wrong with trying it again in a bar or with a friend or that kind of thing, and seeing if your experience will change. Because I'm quite sure it's a big release. I'm quite sure that they haven't changed their release or what they're looking for, in a couple of years. Because I started with the Glenfiddich last week, I'll do a quick comparison of my thoughts with the Glenfiddich Solera bottle. This is just today, my thoughts. This is a much richer fruit nose. The fruits are deeper. I think I described them last time as like a fig. Maybe that's too far, but a deeper sultana type raisin and a cooked fruit. Yeah, it's just, instead of that light crisp kind of thing and sweet, it's a little deeper, more enveloping. See how it tastes. Yeah. Not quite as buttery and not quite as oak and a little caramel that I find in the other one, but the fruits are far more alive in the palate too and the nose, and probably more people are going to enjoy the Glenfiddich 15 Solera. I think I gave it 4 stars, and the Glenfiddich today's bottle, I think I said it's pushing into 4 stars. So for me, it may be also just slightly under, but I will say lately, just the pure, I think this is just ex-bourbon and then French oak. There's no sherry in here. Could be wrong, but I don't taste those deeper fruit, red fruit sherry notes. But I've been enjoying this, so I don't mind pouring this a little bit and sipping it and thinking about it. So sorry if the wind came through. I don't know yet. When I edit it, I'll see how the audio went. But thank you for hearing my thoughts on the Glenfiddich 15. I think it's a bottle worth trying. Certainly, if you're in an area like where I am, where it often goes for a little bit better price, kind of almost matches the price of the 12-year-old, and for that, I would absolutely try it. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Till next week. Hopefully we can hold the snow off. Cheers.